Why do they tell you to look at it?
There are two reasons. First of all, this is interesting science of survival. People typically think that the only exit is the entrance they came in.
It's what was the Great White Fire in Rhode Island?
The station fire in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
That if you came in one entrance, that's the way you get out. As you know, in the station fire in Rhode Island, that cost a lot of people their lives because there were other exits to get out of, but they tried to get out. And when they pulled the bodies from that fire, people were wedged into that one entrance trying to get out of there. So they tell you to look at all the exits, and they tell you to memorize. They tell you to, where's the exit? It could be behind you. Look at it. When I went to the airplane crash survival course in Oklahoma City, they tell you to memorize how many rows you are away, because in the event of an airplane crash, you may be upside down. The cabin may no longer look like a cabin anymore, and you may need to feel your way through smoke and dark to find that exit. It's not going to be an orderly place. It's going to be disorderly and chaotic. And so they say know where your exit is. And the same thing applies to every survival situation.
But is there something to be said for, when I was thinking that when they say look at the exit, because you do process it differently. It's not just in your ear and out. You're not just hearing it. When you engage your eyes and your ears, you do process it differently.
So some people are visual learners, and what we find when you look at the statistics, 60% of us pay no attention to that safety briefing.
Okay.
Don't even look. So when they say look, what they're saying is imprinted in your mind, because if something bad happens, you'll know where to go.
Okay, back in just a second. I want to tie this together, and really it's kind of a explanation on why we do the things we do and what you should be doing if you want to be in the Survivors Club should things go awry. Back with Ben Sherwood. We're back with Ben Sherwood. He's the author of The Survivors Club, a book. Does the book have the test in it? It's been a while since I've read it.
It does.
It does have the test in it. And it tells you exactly what kind of survivor you are, what personality trait you have. Ben, I'm trying to take people to take them to a place to where they will think out of the box, because I think that's the only reason why I get stuff in advance, is because I'm not looking at it like everybody else is looking at it. How do you prepare for an economic downturn?
So there are two things at work. First, there's something that we all engage in, or some of us engage in, which is called the normalcy bias. The normalcy bias is this tendency of all of us to just want things to be okay. So when the fire alarm goes off, the normalcy bias is, oh, that's just a fire alarm. That's just a drill. That's not a real fire. The second piece of it is this problem with the way we're wired to deal with things that are low probability, high consequence events. Things that are very unlikely to happen, but if they happen, they're a big deal. So today, you're in Los Angeles, we're sitting on the San Andreas Fault. We know that there's going to be a very big earthquake.
Thank you for making me think of this now. Did I need that? I didn't need that. I didn't need that.
But if you live in Los Angeles, and if you live in California, for 30 years, they've been preparing us to prepare for the inevitable.
Why is it that we listen to people who say everything is okay, especially when it's their jobs that matter, if it's not okay? We listen to them when it's okay, and it seems to me almost every time they're wrong. If people wouldn't have listened to the voice of authority on 9/11, more would have gotten out, because go back up into the tower, everything is fine, right? Why is it we listen to it? What is it? Is that the return to normalcy?
Well, there's the normalcy bias, but the world divides up into three groups, Glenn. In every disaster, going back 100 years, when they've studied the personality types of people in crisis, economic crisis, natural disasters, 10% of us are calm, cool, collected, and focused. We see clearly, we know what to do. We understand the problem, we take action.
Right.
80% of us, so that's most of us, we become bewildered, we don't know what to do, we wait for someone in a position of authority to tell us what to do. We're in a stupor until someone snaps.
Most important thing, because I've only got now less than a minute, most important thing that you found survivors have in common?
That's a tough one, but I'd say that the surprise in my research, the leading experts in this field, the guys who have trained Marines and SEALs to survive.
You're going to love this because he's a journalist from New York. Go ahead, say it.
These guys say that in the end, faith and family are the two greatest and most powerful survival tools.
Say it again, just because I like making the New York journalist say faith. 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 Ben, thank you very much. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. We have a special show that you do not want to miss in a few weeks. I put together a thread between Ben and two of his friends. And it's amazing what they've stumbled onto, the three of them, without knowing it. We'll do that in a couple of weeks. Next, Iran. Iran. Treat them as a serious threat. A few words on that next. Tomorrow could be an important day. It's the day that the Iranian leadership has promised that they would punch the West. I don't know what that means. They say this every year. It could be bad, but I don't know. I do know this. Iran is a serious threat to us and Israel and to the rest of the world. The threat that has been ignored for far too long. Unfortunately, and I've been warning about this for about 5 years now, it's too late to do anything. Time for tough action, it's gone. When will Barack Obama stand up for and with the people of Iran? Mr. President, please, put on a green tie, step to the microphone, and announce to the world that you're wearing the tie in solidarity with the people of Iran. Give a speech that will enable the Iranian people to stand up and stand up strong against tyranny and oppression of their own government. Military attacks America, blockades, everything, really bad. We can't do it. The Israelis, if they do it, it's a disaster. Sanctions won't work. The Chinese and the Russians are not going to cooperate. The UN, please, it's a joke. The policy of cozying up to Iran hasn't worked, never will. Bush let it go. Obama let it go. Our only move left now, and we must do it now, is please, Mr. President, show your unwavering support for freedom for the people of Iran.